Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side. The man who rules the world takes on an agent from the CIA from the Black Boule in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. One of the worst employees to have on the job is a complacent worker. Now, a complacent worker is someone who basically has grown way too comfortable on the job, and as they've grown way too comfortable on the job, they no longer take anything seriously as related to work. And a complacent worker can do damage to your business as related to the worker morale of your employees, and they can also do damage to your overall business's reputation because when it comes to a complacent worker really isn't focused on taking the job seriously, and they're more focused on just coasting and collecting a check. Now, when it comes to the workplace is a competitive environment, and the thing that can impede your workplace from and keep it from being competitive is having a worker who's sitting there that's way too complacent, because as they become complacent, what happens is they become way too comfortable, and as they become way too comfortable about not really meeting any sort of standard, they can go out here and undermine your business and do damage to your personal and professional reputation. Now, the complacent worker usually is someone who's been on the job for an extended period of time, and as they've been on this job for an extended period of time, they don't really value being on the job, and they've grown to get a sense of entitlement about the position that they have. And as they've grown complacent, they've gotten comfortable to the point where they don't believe that they need to respect the workplace or go out here and meet any sort of standard for performance. No, this person basically wants to coast as related to the job without taking anything seriously. And if you're a business owner, one of the things you don't want in your job is a complacent worker, because a complacent worker is someone who will again go out here and disrupt your business because they are not on the same page as you, nor do they take the job very seriously. Now, when it comes to workers, yes, workers need to have a workplace where they can be comfortable in order to do their work in a professional manner, but that comfort is all about making sure that they are able to meet the goals of the workplace and meet the standards that you establish for your business. You want to accommodate the worker so that they can go out here and do the tasks that you ask them to do on the job and meet the goals that you set for your company. That's what you want from a worker, someone who basically, again, will be accommodated as related to getting things done at your job. But the last thing you want is a worker who gets too complacent, because what happens when you have a complacent person on the job is that that person has gotten way too comfortable as related to this job, and instead of appreciating the opportunity to work at this organization and help this organization meet its goals and its standards, this person doesn't care about the organization, doesn't care about the standards, and is not looking to go out here and look to compete. No, what they're looking to do is just go out here and coast at the expense of the employer, and that's where there's a problem with complacent workers, because again, complacent workers get too comfortable on the job, and as they get way too comfortable on the job, they don't take the job very seriously, and as they don't take the job very seriously, they go out here and take the job for granted. And again, as they're taking the job for granted, they are putting on a very bad image not only for your customers, but they're also putting on a very poor image for your fellow coworkers because this person has been here so long that they don't take work seriously. And what these people do is really create disruptions to your work environment. They create disruptions because what they do is they go out here and undermine your workers that you have on the job, and they undermine many of the policies because with this person flouting the authority of people on the job, it makes it where people don't respect the authority figures on the job because this person is acting insubordinate and unprofessional. And as they act insubordinate and unprofessional, what they do is throw monkey wrenches into the flow of your business as related to, again, alienating coworkers and destroying worker morale. And as they destroy worker morale, this leads to people being driven out of the business, talented people who basically want to do their very best because this person has an attitude that they really don't care. And since they don't care, what they do is just go out here and undermine your workers by not bringing in work up to standard or caring about the work to make sure that it's up to par. This is what happens when you hire have complacent workers at your job, and that really not only leads to a lot of good talent turning over, it also further tarnishes the reputation of your business because when individuals who are complacent go out here and interact with customers, they don't act in a professional manner, and instead they start being extremely passive aggressive. And as they become extremely passive aggressive, they will again passively come to work and talk to your customers, but aggressively they won't act in a professional manner to meet their needs. And as they don't meet their needs, this does damage to your business's reputation. And as it does damage to your business's reputation, you're not able to go out here and be able to expand your business. And you're not able to expand your business because you have a person here who basically is looking to go out here and just collect your checks at your expense, but not provide any sort of value as related to their work. And when you are in business, you don't really want to leave a complacent worker in your job too long, because if this person gets way too comfortable with, again, not meeting tasks, they also get comfortable with being extremely disrespectful to the owner and undermining their authority. And again, that makes it where you cannot really operate your business, and you can't operate your business because this guy isn't following your lead, or this woman is not following your lead, and it's disrupting the overall flow of your business. So one of the things people do that lead to complacent people being in the job is that they wind up having an emotional attachment to someone, and that's really detrimental to you because in the workplace, you cannot get too emotional about people. No, you can't get too emotional about people because the workplace is an indifferent place, and it needs to be indifferent. And it needs to be indifferent because the workplace is a competitive environment. And in order for you to be able to have your business, again, be able to compete, you need to be indifferent about your coworkers because you want to get an assessment of their standards. You want to get an assessment of their work meeting standards, and you don't want people in your business that are going to be a liability. So the last thing you want to do is leave a complacent worker in your business, because complacent people basically are like a sponge. They suck up all the energy in the room. They suck up all the spark out of the business. They take all the passion out of your business. So whenever you have complacent people on the job, that's a really bad work environment, because this person basically, again, they are like an energy vampire or a sponge, soaking up all the energy, taking away the passion from the coworkers and the love for the work. And they basically, again, are in the workplace being extremely disruptive. So the last thing you want to do is have a complacent person at your job. Now, a complacent person is a problem because, again, they are too comfortable in the job. And again, comfort not as related to performance or related to skill, but they're just comfortable with collecting a check. And again, the last thing you want in your business is somebody who is going to be a liability, who's going to mess up your business as related to its expense. The last thing you want in your business is someone who is going to cost you money. And complacent workers, when they're left in a business, they basically cost businesses money. They cost businesses money because they basically lead to employees turning over. And employees turning over is a big loss because you're investing money in new talent. And as you invest this money into this new talent, you're expecting to get a return on that investment. But a complacent worker can cut all of that off by going out here and being rude and unprofessional to new employees and or not meeting their part of their task, and again slowing up the flow of business. So a complacent worker can again cost you a lot of money as related to people you're paying, because that money you're not getting a return on the investment in addition to their paycheck, which is eating up your money. And a complacent worker can cost you a lot of productivity because they wind up disrupting the flow of your business. A complacent worker can basically, again, slow you down to the point where stuff is not getting out on time and things need to move. And again, this person has been, again, throwing a monkey wrench in your business. So complacent workers can, again, go out here and cause a lot of discomfort for your workers. And they can also cause a lot of discomfort for your customers. And they can cause discomfort for your customers by going out here and doing things like, again, being very passive aggressive towards your customers, being very rude towards your customers, and that can alienate people from, again, looking to pursue your product or service. So any smart business person, they know the first thing they got to do when they get workers who do become complacent is get that person out of their workplace. Get them out of their workplace, because if this person has grown too comfortable, this person has worn out their welcome. And as they have worn out their welcome, this is where you have to show them the door, because there's no place for complacency in a workplace. No place for complacency in a workplace, because the workplace is a competitive place, and a competitive place where people need to be on point. They need to be on point because you are not entitled to a job the way complacent people have grown to become. A lot of complacent people think, oh, I'm entitled to this job, or I am so good at this job that I don't need to continue to improve. That's another attitude that the complacent worker has that, again, undermines them in companies. They're thinking that they are so special, and a lot of the complacent people wind up for a rude awakening when either they get terminated from their job or they get laid off, and they have to enter the workplace and the job market. And when they have to enter the job market, this is where they wind up in the shock of their life, because they find out that all of their so-called skills are completely outdated, and they wind up finding out that they're completely outdated because they grew too comfortable and did not continue striving to improve. Because when you're an employee, you have to continue to strive to, again, meet goals for not only for the company, but meet goals for yourself as related to improving in your skill set and improving in your craft. That's what professionals have to do. We have to continue working to improve ourselves as related to our skill set and our craft. And complacent people don't go out here and look to strive to improve, and that's why they wind up with a rude awakening when they try to go out here and get another job, because in addition to alienating their coworkers, they can't get a reference, and they alienate their employer, so they cannot, again, basically use that as experience on their resume in some cases. And that's what complacency can do. It can basically stagnate a person's career, or if they are allowed in a business too long, stagnate a business. So one of the things that can undermine a business is complacent workers. And again, I'm saying complacent because you could say that these people are comfortable, but the whole thing is their comfort is one that causes discomfort for your business. And the last thing you want is to have these comfortable people in your job. You don't want them in your business too long, because as they get comfortable, they basically, again, put you on a road to going out of business, and you're the one who will be uncomfortable, as the complacent person basically destroys your business from the inside. And the only way to keep them from destroying your business is to show them the door and show them the world outside, and how there's no room for comfort in the workplace. And again, the attitude of a good worker is understanding there is no room for comfort in a place where there's competition. And again, a complacent person doesn't have a passion for competition. They don't have a passion to take on challenges. They've basically given up. And why should you invest in someone who has given up? Critical question I ask business owners: why would you invest in someone who has given up? Because if they have given up the fight, then you don't need to, again, continue to have this person on your line, and not have this person on your line, because work is not about comfort. Work is not about meeting emotional needs. It's about economic survival. And complacent people are not about economic survival, because they think they're living too good. And as they live too good, they basically, again, make life miserable for everyone around them. And the only way to, again, make your workplace a place that's competitive is to show the complacent person straight out the door. Now, if you want to learn how to identify workplace predators like complacent people, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping in the Workplace, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Stop Simping in the Workplace at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me make more videos about the workplace, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available for the first time in paperback. Stop Simping in the Workplace. Men, learn what you need to know in order to protect your job from workplace predators with Stop Simping in the Workplace. Available in paperback at online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback at e-readers. Isis, Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Dark Incubus in paperback and e-readers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.